Welcome back to my channel. It feels good to have you back on this channel. And if you are a new visitor here, I say you are also highly welcome. In this lecture, we would be looking at the brachialis using this image by the side. This is where we have the brachialis here, arrowed in black. In this lecture, we will be driving into the details of where this muscle originates from and also its final insertion sites, and also highlighting some important details that you should know as students of anatomy. The brachialis is a fusiform-shaped muscle that is located deep to the biceps brachii. If you use this image by the side, this is where we have the brachialis here, highlighted in red. The brachialis is seen to be located deep to the biceps brachii muscle. The biceps brachii muscle is a two-headed muscle that is located superficially in the anterior compartment of the arm region. If you go back to our lecture on the muscles of the arm, in that lecture we described that the muscles that specifically located in the anterior compartment are made up of three muscles, where we have two of these muscles embedded deep. One is seen to be positioned superficially. The one that is positioned superficially is the biceps brachii. This means that the two other muscles, which include the brachialis and also the coracobrachialis, are embedded deep in the anterior compartment. And one of these muscles that are located deep is the brachialis. And this is what is highlighted here in this image. You also see that the two muscles that are located deep to the biceps brachii, one of these muscles is located distally, while the other one is located proximally. The coracobrachialis is located proximally, while the brachialis is located distally. And this is what is expressed here in this image. And it is important that we highlight the specific positions of these two muscles. Now let's dive into the details of where this muscle originates from. It is seen to originate from the anterior distal half of the humerus, and this is what is arrowed here in red. So at this point, it is also seen to tally with the point where we have the deltoid tubercle. The deltoid tubercle is a tubercle that creates an insertion site for the deltoid muscle. The deltoid muscle is seen to form the rounded contour around the shoulder. And this is where it is finally inserted upon on the lateral surface of the humerus. It is then finally seen to be directed downwards, where it is finally inserted on ulnar tuberosity. And some of its fibers are also seen to be inserted on the coronoid process. And this is what is arrowed at this inferior part. This is where we have the ulna, and we know that the ulna is seen to have an indentation that receives the trochlea of the humerus. So you have the humerus at this upper part, while we have the ulna at this inferior region. We have fibers emerging from the anterior surface of the distal half of the humerus. And this is what is seen at this upper head. So you see the fibers directed downwards, where they are finally inserted on the ulnar tuberosity at this inferior region. You have some of the fibers also inserted at the tip of the coronoid process. And this is what is projected here in this image. So you see that as the fibers of the brachialis emerge from the anterior surface of the humerus and are finally inserted at this lower end on the ulnar tuberosity and also the coronoid process, they are seen to be crossing over the elbow joint. And this is what is arrowed here in blue. And this is why you see that this muscle will exert its effect at the elbow joint. It is also important that we had that the brachialis forms the floor of the cubital fossa. If we go back to our lecture on the cubital fossa, we said that the cubital fossa is a triangular depression that is seen in the anterior surface of the elbow. Using this image by the side, this is where we have the triangular depression here carved out in blue, and this is where the cubital fossa is positioned. If you drive deep, you see that the floor of the cubital fossa is formed by the brachialis muscle, and this is what is also projected here in this image. The brachialis is supplied by the brachial artery. We know that the brachial artery is an emergence from the axillary artery. Specifically, the axillary artery becomes the brachial artery at the inferior border of the teres major muscle. We also have other branches emerging from the brachial artery that also gives supply to the brachialis muscle. And these include the radial recurrent artery, also the superior and the inferior ulnar-collateral arteries. The brachialis is innervated by the musculocutaneous nerve. We already established in our previous lecture on the muscle of the arm that the muscles in the anterior compartment of the arm region are supplied by the musculocutaneous nerve. And since the brachialis is also located within this space, it is also seen to receive the innervation from this nerve. It is important that we have that the lateral 1/3 of the brachialis is innervated by the radial nerve. In case we are asked during examination, it is important that you note this. So let's drive further where we'll be describing the action of the brachialis. This is where it emerges from, and it is finally inserted here inferiorly. If you look at how it runs, you see that it crosses the elbow. And we say that because of this basis, it is seen to exert effect on this joint. So basically, it is seen to exert effect on the elbow joint, and the action that it exerts is flexion of the elbow. So thanks for watching this video. Let's continue to stay glued to this channel.